My name is Ndong Emmanuel. I go by the name Capo Daniel. Today, I come to you as the newly appointed Deputy Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces serving the Savanna zone. This is the states of Bui, the state of Boyo, the state of Ndonga, the state of Mezam, the state of Momo, the state of Menchum, and the great state of Ngokitunja. I want to thank the Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, Benedict Kwa, for trusting me with this great responsibility, and to thank the Commander-in-Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, Dr. Cho Ayaba, for his support, and to thank in particularly General Popo, the interim overall commander of the Ambazonian Defense Forces on Ground Zero, for trusting me with this great responsibility to save our country and our people during this liberation phase of our struggle for independence. I feel humbled and at the same time privileged to be the first Ambazonian to occupy cabinet posts in the two major factions of our war of liberation, the governing council and the interim government. This is once more proof that we can work together despite our diversity. I will continue to function as an independent activist on my platform, doing my daily podcast and advocacy in the No Connie Talk show. I will continue to speak truth to power on those platforms while executing my duty to Ground Zero and our forces, while I will continue vigorously to implement the policies of the Ambazonian Defense Forces to liberate our territory from recolonization by the Republic of Cameroon. I will still continue my role as an ambassador of the IG to aid the joint committee of the governing council and the interim government to bring about collaboration and a team that will jointly represent our nation in the case of any negotiation between our country and the Republic of Cameroon. Over the past year, I have benefited a lot working as a top aide to the ADF, working hand in hand with my mentor, Shea Kavi, and many other people in Ground Zero to effectuate the war of our independence. I have a unique mission to unite Ground Zero forces in the Savanna states, that is the northern zone, to effectuate our plan, our ambitious plan for the grand takeover. This is not take over the other forces. This is take over our territory, liberating it from any inch that is being held as an outpost of the Cameroon military. To all other forces on Ground Zero, I will make sure every force in Ground Zero will benefit from our procurement and provision of ammunition for self-defense and the liberation of our territory. I will also make sure that not only will the specialized forces of the Ambazonian Defense Forces be prioritized during weapon distribution, but all the other periphery forces, the sister forces that are going to partner with us, will be equally armed. I will make sure the mistakes of the past will not repeat itself again. And when I will make promises to our forces on the ground, I am sure I have the backing of Dr. Cho Ayaba that the weapons that we will promise them will reach them. We started this fight with our bare hands, and today we use AK-47s. I am going to bring transparency to make sure that the inferiority way in which the diaspora have been treating Ground Zero will come to an end in the northern zone. I will respect you, I will treat you with honor, and I shall be transparent to let you know exactly the resources our citizens have placed in our disposal through our fundraising campaigns. I will want to assure every Ambazonian in home and abroad that every dime entrusted on the Ambazonia Defense Forces will be used directly for the purpose and the priority of purchasing ammunition for self-defense and liberation. I will also ensure that no gun will remain idle in any camp, and in any area that exists other forces. When we want to carry our own operations, we will work in collaboration with those forces. and in area where there exist effective forces, we will not remove our asset into those areas without due consultation and even partner with those forces to eliminate any outpost of La République du Cameroon in those areas. The case of Bui have taught us a lot of bitter lessons, and we must learn from that example. Within the next 2 months, we will effectively control the ring road from Bamenda, Wum, Kambe, Kumbo, Fundong, and the exit roads from Bamenda to Bafoussam and from Bamenda to Manfe, with our forces and partnering with sister forces. Our ambitious plan for the complete takeover of Ambazonia, eliminating completely cells and outposts of La République du Cameroon military on our territory, will not only be done by our specialized force of the contender force, but the periphery forces and our sister forces are going to play a crucial part in this mission. So far, our forces have a passive approach towards the issue of school boycott. Within the next month, we are going to shut down all government schools in our territory. Within the past year, due to our ineffectiveness to open up community schools to accommodate and educate our children, we have had a passive policy towards the school boycott. Within this month, I am going to make sure we close down all Cameroon government schools in the northern zone, in the Savanna states. We call on all parents to withdraw their school, in particularly to all Cameroon government schools in our territory. We call on all teachers to desist from participating in these alien schools that are being run by an alien government on our territory. As for mission schools and private schools, we are going to contact them and liaise with them to make sure their schools are not indoctrination centers where our children are being francophonized and brainwashed. We will continue to encourage that any school that will be allowed to run in Ambazonia must be in line with our revolutionary policies and the projection of our nationalism. We are going to engage with all ground forces to respect the rights of minority within our community, in particularly the Mbororo community and the Muslim communities, and all other minority that exist within Ambazonia territory. We are going to be establishing a civil department to liaise and synchronize the actions of the Ambazonia Defense Forces and the civilian population to fill the gap left behind by the exit of La République du Cameroon administrators out of our rural areas in particular. We are going to rule out the creation and establishment of civil department on every 7 states in the Savanna zone to liaise and synchronize between our military operation and our civilian population. These persons are going to act as peoples of contact and community mobilizers to help us fill that gap that exists and to fight against kidnapping for ransom that is being sponsored by La République du Cameroon. We are also going to prioritize a counter-action to the mercenary forces of Mbororo people that have been assembled by La République du Cameroon that were used in Gabo. The Ambazonia Defense Force was set up to be an Ambazonian army, but we respect our diversity and do not claim the exclusive power of a government army. We will partner with every other force and respect the right of every force. Every Southern Cameroon force on ground zero have the right to function where they want to function. And where there is a La République du Cameroon post, every Ambazonian force will have the right to go and fight there. But we will respect and prioritize forces who are effective in their zone. And when we want to move our forces or ask our asset in those areas to go on the offensive, we will do so in collaboration with other forces that exist on ground zero. We will continue to encourage the coalition of forces in ground zero that partners with us in this war of our liberation. Ma commander them for ground zero, all commander at Truona salute. Me, as they don't appoint me the defense deputy for the Savanna zone, that means say for all our states them, from Boyo, Bui, Ndonga Mantung, Mezam, Momo, Ngokitunja, say we go to implement a policy within the 2 months for completely control, make sure say the ring road it go there for our hand from Bamenda, Wum, Nkambe, Kumbo, Fundong, and also the exit roadway it lead Bamenda to Bafusam and Bamenda to Manfe. We will take control of all that road them by our forces, and we will help other forces the way they control some part them for that road them. We will also make sure say we will bring transparency so that diaspora no go dey treat ground zero with any inferiority way. We will be transparent, make una sabi the amount of resource way where citizens they don't trust we say we procure material. And during when we go to share material, we no go to over prioritize those contender forces and those specialized units, but we go to make sure say we go to make a fair distribution of material depending on strategic need. Even when material need to come for any person, we will make sure say when I promise something, it will be delivered. And if something in no day, we will make sure say we will tell now so that we will work hand in hand for make sure say we will get all things the world need them for fight this war. We will also within these 2 months stop all Cameroon government school the way to go on for our territory. It be banned for run any school for Ambazonia where it be licensed for La Republic. We must stop the indoctrination of our Pekin them for francophotize them and for manipulate the history through the educational system. We don't get a passive way for allow me some school they open. We don't close our eyes because we never open enough community school for accommodate and teach our Pekin during this war period. But within these 2 months, we call all papa them, all mommy them, make them move all their Pekin the way they go for Cameroon government school them. All those school them and the teacher them, it be completely banned and outlaw. Any man where go send a Pekin for those government school or any teacher where go teach for those government school, it will be apprehended, it will be arrested by our forces on ground zero and sanctioned for participating in those schools where they don't be banned. While for private school and mission school them, me them contact we directly for make sure say their school they not become an indoctrination center them for La Republic du Cameroon for begin manipulate our Pekin them. While we go to struggle for open more community school and for transform those school them into community school for teach our Pekin them the right education. We will also call on all our forces them for respect the right for all minority group them, in particularly Mbororo and Hausa people. We will also set up some civil department, appoint people them where they go to work with we and encourage our sister forces for also create civil department where they go to work like middleman between our forces and the civilian so that they go to work hand in hand, me no argument no day for fill the gap how would that move La Republic all their officer them, their administrator them from our territory. We go fill that gap. We'll get a very big plan for liberate and take over our country during this year 2020, and we'll go work with all forces them for make sure say me this one happen. For place where La Republic their army come idede or their post their office and dede, we go come for day we can't attack them for move them. If another force there for the way to work good work, we no go get no need for come for day, but we go try for encourage them, for help them with material, or for even partner with them for like sister and brother force where they fight against the same thing. We go fight against kidnapping for ransom. When a tactics where La Republic du Cameroon use them for cause chaos, for broke the morale and resilience for our people them. Mama me them, my papa them. The Ambazonian Defense Force, they be set up like our own army. But we need take the power, say we be not the only army we supposed to do for ground zero. We respect say all Southern Cameroonian because we never get our independence, they also get right for fight. Or we get right for fight. Jole ha Cameroon, he get gendarme, he get police, he get B, he get plenty army. Now say Ambazonia is supposed to do. Me all group them they support and allow all group them they work together. When I see how La Republic, their special group they can attack, go back, the work and say ADF they function. We get our contender force and we get specialized force them where they work from one place to one place where they be more heavily armed for challenge La Republic like contender force them, contend with them for ground fee. So we will bring more understanding and more discussion make we understand which way we do them. We go be more transparent for answer question them and for reach out when conflict them be. My number go dey for here, direct number, where in case any soldier a misbehave or violate our principle them, we go dey monitor them and we go dey sanction them for take total responsibility for their action. And every gun where dem trust we move jam for them, we go dey monitor the use of those guns for make sure say they dey use them now for fight against only La République du Cameroon. And anytime we dem violate our code of conduct, we go make sure say we go sanction them for discourage those type of practice. We need to respect Geneva Convention because we pay allegiance to the white man, but not because now who will be. We will not attack La République du Cameroon, their citizens them, within our territory, because we no want reduce this our fight into a civil war when the people them for Southern Cameroon they fight against the people for La République. Now a national war where now an international problem between two countries them. So we go focus to fight against La République du Cameroon, the institutions and the army them of occupation for our land, and we go advise all forces them for do the same. Our problem and our fight na against Cameroon government and the army, not be against its civilians them. But any person where it provide intelligence for La République du Cameroon, where it cause the death of our soldier, will be treated equally. It no matter whether it be na Cameroon citizen or na Ambazonian. We call on all of our civilian them. Say no matter which problem where they get them for ground zero, with our forces, meet them contact with directly for intervene. We call una, say we gonna continue for hold grass, for respect this ghost town the way they every Monday. Because this war will finish now for diplomacy. Now for the diplomatic table where we go conclude this war. So it be important me the civilians them then champion our war as much as we go to depend on the forces them for physically stop La République du Cameroon the genocidal war where they carry on for we and their killing of our people them. We call all our civilian them for report all case for violation and human and war crimes where La République the army they commit them. We advise all our citizens them for consider all La République du Cameroon their forces like a threat for their life because they don't get a policy for systematically the key all man picking them for our land. So when una see them, una must hide una self, una must take precaution. May God bless una. We'll continue to fight. And my number there for day, any man feel contact me for find more information about our operation and for see how they feel collaborate and work with we for liberate our country from this recolonization way it go on by La République du Cameroon. God bless you.